Hello and welcome to a bit of a new series and something new from me. But welcome to some new game development. This is going to be a raw series, a bit unplanned, pretty rough, but long story short, what we're wanting to do is partly teach people and partly teach myself in game development. So I'm just going to be recording a heap of different episodes. That's just gonna end up being all about game development, sort of the whole process, and seeing where we get to. So the first episode, which is right now, we're gonna boot up our game engine. So as you can see, I'm using GameMaker. From here, if we go new game, and then we go blank game, and then we're gonna call this GM RAW GameMaker RAW Series 1. Or what shall we say, GM RAW. Actually, RAW 1. So first episode. I'll just call it RAW. Let's go. So we boot this up. First things first, we're going to get our template going. And bear with me for a minute. So from here, we want to add our first sprite. Now, like I said, this is all a bit of everything. I haven't created a sprite or anything yet. So I'm going to be using Aseprite. And what we can do, if we go File, New, we open this up. You can download this. There is a free version that you need to compile, or you can pay for it. It's quite cheap. Once you download it, we can File, New. 32 by 32 is what we want to do right now. And we're going to draw our first sprite. So for now, I'm just going to create a placeholder. This placeholder is going to be green, like this. And then we're just going to say P right here. Okay, that's our first sprite. We're going to change this into a character, then eventually we're going to change this into animations, then add enemies, vice versa. So, make our assets. So I'm just going to create a folder in here. We're going to call this GM Raw Series. Hit enter. And right now we're just going to call it SPR underscore player. Right, so I'm actually just going to do that too, and then save it again. So Control S for save in Aseprite. What you can then do is Control E, so that'll export it, put it as an output file. Click Sprite where you want to select the frame. So eventually I'll show you more about how to use Aseprite and little things in there. Output, and then hit export. So if we go Control E, if we click that, we get to choose where we want to save it. So as you know, we want to override it. Yeah. So here we can add a tag. For example, we just call this one player as such. We can also change this. We can call this player. This is our layer. So player as such. We can save that again, and we can export it again. We don't need to export it, but we can. Now, if we go back to GameMaker over here, we want to add our sprite. So if we right click, go create. For now, we just create sprite. Quite simple. We will eventually create a folder structure, get the consistency and organized with all our different sprites and our different objects and vice versa. But for now, we're just going to create a new sprite. We're going to call this sprite player. Then once this loads, we're going to go import, and we're going to find where our folder is. So go make assets on the side. Our GM raw series, there's our player sprite. So that's it. Once we've imported this, we're not going to worry about too much around the origin, collision, or anything, any of those things. 9slice will slowly work into that. But if we go to our room 1, this is the room we're going to put our object in, and our sprite will be attached to an object. So we need to create the object. If we right click, go create, and then we go, where's the object? There it is. So what we're doing now is creating an object. Our sprite will be attached to the object. So our object here, we select the sprite player. Now if we go back to our room, we've got our object selected. Oh, I didn't rename that. So obj underscore player. I like to give a 3-character consistency. There's many different ways you can do this, however you like. But obj underscore player is pretty standard for what I use. So if we click our player here, we can click and drag it across, like such, or we can hold Alt, left Alt I use as a keyboard, and just find, place it where we like. Click that, and that's it there. What I like to do with the background is just change it to a slightly different color. Just gives the context of the room for me, and then I hit play. So right now we're about to see our first room with our player object. And as you can see, there we have it. So we've created a sprite, we've created or started our project in the game engine. We've then drawn a sprite, put it in our world, or our room, and that's the first thing. So the next episode we are going to look at moving this, give it some left, right, up, down type of navigation. We also will give it some jumping and some gravity. So yes, more fun to come. So thanks for watching. Like I said, a bit of a new series, something new from me. And yeah, starting the world of game development and doing a heap of tutorials. So until next time, speak soon. Bye.